Hello. Welcome to the Arts Mid North Coast MiNi digital concert series. I'm here, my name's Mick, and I'm here with Joe from
Hi.
Apocalypse Joe. How you going?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, we just filmed Joe's band. Is it your band, or would you say it's a collective?
It's a collective. It's
Yeah.
it's hard to claim anything sometimes, but I did start the band.
You did start the
suppose,
band.
yeah.
When did you start this band?
The band kicked off at the end of 2022.
Let me do the
Yeah.
maths. 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost.
cool.
Yep. I went to play a show, and I usually play. I played solo by myself for the last 15 years, and I went to play a show, and a friend asked if I was going to play electric guitar, and I just sold my electric guitar, so I said no, and he said, "Well, I've got one, you can use it." And then I said, "I don't really feel like playing electric without a drummer," and then he just passed me his phone,
Yeah.
and it was calling someone. And then I answered it and I said, "Hi." And Matt was on the other end of the phone,
Yeah.
who I had met briefly.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hi, Matt, do you want to play a show in 45 minutes? And he came, and that's how we started the band.
That is not how I thought that would have gone, that answer. Whereabouts was that? Was that on the Mid-North
That
Coast?
was in Bellingen, yeah.
Bellingen. Beautiful
And
Bellingen.
then we
cool.
went to play a show again, and Matt, we needed a name for the band then.
Yeah.
And I asked Matt if he had a drummer name, and it was The Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe and The Coyote sounded a little bit plain.
Yeah, I see.
So we stepped it up a little bit.
Well, that was going to be my next question. When I was doing my research before this interview, I went to Google your name, and then for the life of me, I couldn't spell the word apocalypse. You wouldn't think it was apocalypse, but it's apocalypse. So where did that word come from?
Well, I don't know. It just felt right
Yeah.
when we started the band. I'm not really one for doom and gloom. I'm kind of a eternal optimist in
Cool.
this world.
That's
But
important.
after digging deeper into the etymology of the word, it has its root in Greek, and it's apocalypsis. And its original meaning was revelation.
Right.
So I do believe in the Bible, John had an apocalypse.
Right.
But then over time, throughout the centuries, the word apocalypse came to mean the revelation that he had, which was
Interesting.
So really, it's rooted in unveiling the secret truths.
That's incredible.
They're
Again,
hidden.
you're really throwing curveballs in this interview. I didn't think I'd be learning so much. That's awesome. I noticed you guys have played a couple shows sort of around the area. What are your sort of plans? Do you have anything coming up in the next couple of months?
Yeah, we're trying to organise a tour out to the desert.
The desert?
Yeah.
Which
so
one?
We're, we're going to do a whole bunch of little towns, make our way out to Alice Springs.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then make our way back.
Cool.
So that's on the cards, and just trying to figure out the
Logistics.
of
Yeah.
that.
5 piece.
And five
Yeah.
people with lives, and
Yeah.
trying to make it,
Yeah.
happen.
Awesome. That's sick.
And trying to do some recording as well as that.
Oh, yeah? Have you guys recorded anything yet, or still, I suppose, still 2 years?
It's been playing shows.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
now we're ready. We've got a
Yeah?
whole bunch of music. And
Well, from what I heard, I reckon you're definitely ready to go. Any notable shows that you guys have played together just in the last 2 years? The most notable, other than today.
To be honest, we've played like most of our shows at the Federal Hotel in Bellingen.
Yep.
I don't know why
Incredible.
that's happened, but
Yep.
we just seem to just like, I guess because we all live in Bellingen,
Yeah.
and a lot of the guys in the band work there.
Yeah.
We just get stuck there, and we play all these shows, and there's been some absolutely epic nights,
Yeah.
and it's become like a bit of a cult following
I
with people
see.
coming out to the pub.
Yeah.
But one of my favourite shows was at a festival, Rabbit Seat Lettuce.
Oh, no
where
way.
we had like
Yeah.
just lots of smoke, lots of lights, lots of just big stage, big
Yeah.
sound system. And it was the end of a big weekend, and we just kind of let loose and had heaps of fun.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
When I was watching you guys before, I was sort of thinking about the influences perhaps that you guys have, and Paolo Nutini came to my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. But then you started playing reggae,
Yeah.
which was sick. So what would you say is your biggest influence, I suppose, as a solo artist going into the band
Well,
now? Has that changed?
I guess especially like in the age that we're living in, and we have access to
Yeah.
infinite
It's daunting.
knowledge and data and songs
Yeah,
and all this
yeah,
stuff is there for
yeah.
us to have access to. I grew up just listening to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Grew up with like folk and jazz and blues and reggae, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, Led
Yeah,
Zeppelin,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Rage Against the Machine and
Nice.
Tool.
Yeah.
And so I had this love for that, but then also like fell right into the electronic music scene and
Yep.
got right into that. So I've come into this just loving everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of difficult to, in a sense that this performance is to be a showcase of the band, and it's hard to do a showcase of the band in 3 songs.
Yeah.
Because we just love playing.
Especially
like,
if that's, sorry.
a lot of our songs are 10 to 20 minutes long, and
Yeah.
we'll like go through all kinds of weird fusion and all kinds of different things. So,
That's cool.
but yeah.
Going into that, I suppose, because on the occasion I like to write some music, and I find it's quite tricky to write music when you're listening to stuff that's just been released or like just coming out, because I suppose a lot of people are striving to sort of make up your own sound. How's your songwriting sort of process? Do you guys write as a band or do you write individually?
I've brought some old songs that I've written,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've written a bunch of instrumentals as a band, but it seems the main process I've just I bring songs in and boss the guys around a little
Cool.
bit and
Perfect.
get my bossy boots on.
Yeah. He's actually wearing
And
sneakers.
I'm wearing sneakers. I didn't wear my bossy boots today, but no, we get along really well, and we do work together and come up with ideas.
Yeah, awesome.
And the writing process is just kind of like a mythical beast. It's hard to put it in a box.
It's terrifying.
And hard to say how it's done. It comes at you from all different angles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just
Cool.
trying to capture moments of inspiration.
Yeah.
And
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
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 Awesome. One last question. Hopes and dreams. I thought I'd leave the can of worms
hopes
for
and
last.
dreams.
What do you want the band to be doing? Or I suppose what do you see the band doing in the next couple of years, I suppose? Any goals?
There's
aspirations?
little goals, big goals.
Yeah.
Obviously just to play more and more festivals.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
a lot of fun
Yeah.
just because there's the travel involved, and to be able to just do a great tour
Mm-hmm.
would be a lot of fun. To have a vinyl.
Ah,
that we're
yeah,
proud of.
cool. Yeah,
A big part of our band is the artwork that comes along with it.
Nice. Yeah.
And it's kind of set in this like graphic novel, dystopian kind of world.
Yeah.
And to kind of explore the avenues that lends itself to, whether it's music videos or TV show or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I guess the name is kind of Apocalypse Joe and the Coyote is kind of these two characters in this
I
other
could
world.
definitely see a graphic novel or something
Yeah.
in the works. We've just gone a bit off music here, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
lovely to chat with you
Thanks.
today, and thanks for playing for us. Hope to
Such
see
a
you
pleasure.
in the future. Thank you.
With radical views. We are radical humans with radical views. Left-wing soldiers wearing right-wing